Hello everyone, or good morning. It's January the 8th, 2017 at 4:44 in the morning. I've been up all night pulling this OS together and getting this computer optimized and a new version of Stellarium downloaded. So this is going to be a trial run video, but I'm going to go ahead and make it for today. As you can see, the sun is still in Sagittarius, so all of you whose birthday is today, happy birthday Sagittarians. Mercury is still in retrograde, but will be coming out on the 12th. Saturn still in Ophiuchus, Venus in Aquarius, which has been very good for me this week. That is where Venus is in my birth chart. Mars has been there as well, has been in the water of Aquarius getting charged up. Heading over to Uranus and Pisces. The moon is currently in Taurus, headed to Gemini. Jupiter is still in Virgo and will be for most of the rest of the year until September. A couple of things I wanted to look at because this Stellarium has some new toys. Let's move the date out. Oh yes, we can look at the meteor showers here. We have a button for that. We can have a search dialog. Exoplanets are now available, along with its other features. A new astronomical calculations window, which could be very useful to those who are doing the extreme charts down to the second. And it's doing the planets, comets, asteroids. It covers them all. As you can see, we're going to go over to some of the star lore. Of course, the Arabic is the same as it ever was, but I want to specifically share the Egyptian because I want you to see these names in here of what they called the planets. And as you can see here, the sun is Amun-Ra, and Sebeg is Mercury, and we know that is the crocodile, actually. Saturn is Horus, the bull of heaven. There are 3 Horuses in the Egyptian pantheon, and Saturn is considered the bull of heaven. Venus is the star that crosses. Mars is Red Horus. Uranus did not exist in that pantheon. Actually, it did, but they're not going to give us that because Egypt had the Ennead, 9 planets and 9 constellations. The moon is called the Traveler. Masons call themselves traveling men. Are you a traveler? Hence the song, The Traveling Man. This is one of my favorites. This is the Orion constellation. This is the oldest known of the Egyptian. They have another one where the guy's standing there holding out his hand, and he has his hand in Aldebaran here in the eye of the bull. But this is called Sa, after this star right here. Or is it this star? It's this star. Yes, after this star. And all this no longer exists in Orion. And of course Sirius coming on around. Okay, this is Jupiter in Virgo. And Jupiter is Horus as well. It's Horus who binds the 2 lands. I hope this is all coming out well on this video, because I've had trouble. I did a video called The Wizards of Orion. You'll find it on Inside 33. That dealt with Sa and the many faces of Orion, the Wizards of Orion and the many faces. And I had to use paint to draw this out because it was so difficult to see. But my equipment is a whole lot better now. Things have been going really well for me. Okay, and well, let me come back around here because the moon is currently at 79.3% of its phase. It's waxing gibbous. It will be full on January the 12th, the same day that Mercury comes out of retrograde. So that should do for a very good week. And it will be full. Let's go ahead and time. Let's pull it up to the 12th on the day of the full moon. And you can, up here with Vesta, no doubt. Let's put it back in our lore. And it will be in Gemini. So we have a full moon in Gemini on the 12th, with Mercury coming out of retrograde. Let me pull over here to Mercury one more time, and moving back into Sagittarius, as the Sun will be headed to Capricorn. And Saturn is slowly but surely marching its way on over to Sagittarius itself. I'm going to be offering more books. My library is so expanded, I wish I could give everybody all of them, but it's, even as small as books are, you can only move 25 megabytes on Google. And I literally have gigabytes of books. But I have a couple of Jeffrey Green's works. They're not real big. One is rather small, but they're very informational. And his works are really hard to find. And I got lucky and got 2 of them. And they'll both fit in an email if anybody would care for them. I've talked a lot about his work, and when I do run across his work, I will be sharing it with you as much as possible. Up here in the upper left-hand corner, you now see, back over here, I just got distracted because I realized it's still in Orion, because I clicked on this star right here, this star, and it's Saiph, S-A-I-P-H, and it's where you get the Greek word Sophia. So this wizard that was here is Sa. That's why I called the video The Wizards of Orion, because he's the first depiction of the guy that has on the hat, and he's got his staff and his magic wand over here, and he's casting a spell on the bull. Now we have Orion, and they call him the hunter, but he appears like a matador fighting the bull. And of course, in the Hindu religions and the Mahabharata and all that, Vishnu and his dog as they ascend the ladder into heaven. That's a great story there about Orion. But every culture has its tale, and this is probably the oldest one that I found that you can actually, they know which stars depicted the constellation. Because when the Greeks came in and Alexander the Great and took over, let's put it back to today, took over, let's move it up and find when that's going to be there. So the moon will conjunct Aldebaran exactly on the 9th at 7 o'clock in the morning. You will have a conjunction of Aldebaran. That's interesting as well. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. I'll put the email down there. I'm fixing to kick the new channel off. If this video goes well and it looks good and the audio is great and I don't have to stop and adjust anything, then my next video will be your charts. I'm going to go ahead and do those first so I can get back into practice and refresh my mind. I've been extremely busy over the holidays and just moving and being here. It's been a great experience. I've gotten a whole lot done. Driver's license, birth certificate, computer. My brother came to visit. I've just been extremely busy, and I've been happy, and I've achieved a lot, and I'm really getting things off the ground now. So this ought to be a much more productive year than what I had to deal with last year. I hope the planets are more in my favor and my trials are ending so that I can get to work. Alright, let's see how it goes, people. Keep your fingers crossed. That's funny, because that's Saturn and Jupiter conjunction in 2020. To cross your fingers.